And welcome to a World Cricket fans dugout. We have a full house today, 10 passionate fans from all the teams and a couple of Mumbai Indian strays that have come in to see this big match of the pretenders, Royal Chokers Bangalore versus Delhi Chumps. Yeah, because none of them have won any championships, so we can't call them champs. We have to call them chumps. And the chokers are the chokers. We know the chokers are the chokers. And who will be choking on Chole Bhature or Mysore Dosa? We will decide after this game and after this day. And I am so blessed and honored to be part of this World Cricket Fans Dugout where we are connecting the fans worldwide. Today we have a full panel and it's going to be interesting to see who wins the game because the team that wins the game will go back on top and Chennai will then have to have catch up. So today, firstly, let's go to Sanju, a Bangalore fan that's actually in Bangalore. They all support everybody else, but not many people in Bangalore actually support RCB. Sanju, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Paji. You?
Yes, I'm over the moon. As I say, I'm waiting to have Chole Bhature tonight. But if RCB win, I'll have 3 Mysore Dose from Rachana. So I can't lose either way. Who wins or loses, I can't lose. So what's going to happen today with Bangalore?
Yeah, today it will be a good match because in Ahmedabad pitch we have 3 players who have performed well in Ahmedabad pitch. We have seen Virat Kohli performing all 5 T20s with a strike rate of I think around 144 and 147 on the same pitch. And we have on the same thing we have Akshat Patel who have taken more wickets on that pitch and Rishabh Pant who is in form. So yeah, it will be a good match to see. It all depends on the toss again. Who wins the toss? It
And
depends on
that's
the
the
toss.
big question. The big question after watching yesterday's match, the last match in Ahmedabad, that pitch was like a golf course. When he was hitting
Yeah,
the ball was actually stopping on the ground.
yeah. A few of my friends were asking whether the pitch is like that or whether the two worst IPL teams playing together. I just told my friend because after seeing tomorrow's match, we can tell because Punjab is also playing worse this season, and so is KKR. So seeing today's match, we can tell whether it is pitch problem or it is the worst teams playing.
Yes, and again, the dew is the massive factor in this game. So the toss will be very important. And we go to Ahan. Ahan, DC fan. First time I've managed to speak to you today. What is your views on the Delhi side? Is Kohli gonna choke for his home team?
I think there's going to be no choking going on because the Delhi team is just far superior in terms of quality compared to Royal Challengers Bangalore. So I think we'll outclass them either way, even without Ashwin. But I think I'm not sure Sanju is saying the right thing about the two worst teams playing because I think that title this year belongs to Rajasthan Royals, not to Kings 11, but not to Punjab Kings or anyone else. So I think it was just the pitch in question that was slightly off and there was too much due. But I think today would be a much more high scoring game. We've got a higher class of players playing.
And I'll just say to you one thing with Rajasthan Royals. Remember, we got Indian players playing well. We don't have to rely on foreign players. So, like Modi ji said, Jai Hind, Jai Hind, Jai Hind. We always say Jai Hind, Jai Hind. And when Indian players are
Which
playing
which
instead of foreigners,
which
this is
Indian players
this
playing
is the
well for
type of
Rajasthan?
people that come up. So, Ahan, Rajasthan Royals are not on the bottom of the table at the moment. So, don't
The
worry.
second half.
No tension now. Jaydev, Lord Jaydev, ha. Yeah, so we have Lord Jaydev in our team. We don't need any foreign players. And I think all the foreign players are going, but we still have Lord Unadkat. So remember that point. But obviously, Delhi on paper are a fantastic team, and the Royal Chokers are the Royal Chokers, and we know what happens with them. They'll get to the quarterfinals and they'll lose, and then Virat will go home and they go, "Hey, Salah Naam kya hai?" They'll do that next year. So they use the same phrases, not this year but next year. So Rachna, the beautiful Rachna, I don't like slagging your team up, but watching you smile is also good. So what's your views today? Is it going to be Mysore Dosa or is it going to be Chole Bhature?
I feel after the previous loss, they'll have a good comeback today. So definitely, I'm expecting a good game tonight because it's the battle between two best teams tonight. To like who's gonna be on top of the table again. So I feel Royal Challengers are gonna have a good comeback and win this game tonight.
And in a neutral fund moment, Rachna has just made a statement, which is meaning Ambani is no longer the big team. Ambani FC is no longer the big team. Road challenges are they bigger than Mumbai Indians?
I guess she's talking about the present. She's forgotten about the past. This year, RCB looks better, but anyway, I won't consider them the best team. The two best teams for me this year is Chennai and Delhi. So,
Wow! So you
yeah,
are following Delhi to this. You're tipping Delhi to win today.
yeah.
Even
And
and Basha as the other neutral fan. Yes, Rachna has made a bold statement, and you are from Delhi. So will you be supporting Delhi today, or will you be going to Bangalore and Mysore dosa?
No way, I'm not. I'm not someone who will go to Bangalore because though I support Mumbai, but I'll do justice to the place where I stay. So I'll be going with the Delhi's win tonight. The entire the last loss against Chennai on Sunday, we saw that when Herschel got gone for those beautiful 37 runs in the last overs. So you can see the body language of the captain himself. He was just his shoulders was down, and I don't think he couldn't lift the morale up. Though Devdutt Patikal started on a very strong note, but when your captain is down, then I'm so sorry, your entire team cannot be lifted up, no matter how much how individual performance comes up onto those chase. To be very honest, and even Maxwell. I don't know the Jaddu bowled beautifully, or Maxwell and AB just got absorbed in the pressure. That's still the biggest mystery than RCB choking in the final. So yeah, so that for me it's Delhi win tonight.
And we have the traitor, the Delhi traitor today. I know the Delhi traitor, Saksham Alag, resident of Delhi, but wearing the red and black shirt. Saksham, as we saw in the last game, Virat Kohli, as soon as the pressure starts getting on, he loses all his mindset. He's scramble ho janda damag Virat Kohli ka. Aaj scramble Sholay Bhature ka scramble hoga.
Firstly, answering on the choking part, Paji, I am really saddened to inform you that RR has choked more than RCB since 2008. Since they got they have that title, but still, let me just answer you on that. They have choked more number of times. So the criteria which I have for assigning that is more times they have gone for all out than RCB. So just answering on that. Second part, you talked about pressure coming on to the captain. I don't see until 19th over, we were in the game. 154, we were restricting them to 154. And also, when you have someone like Ravindra Jadeja with that pedigree against you, it's different thing. It's now you'll say Rabada was to defend 16 against some domestic player, Sochet. So if you compare these two, then I can understand. But if you say that the captain was losing all that, so I don't absolutely agree to that. And secondly, I'm not saying I see a lot of hand raising. I'm not saying Rabada is same as what do you call Harshal Patel. Just I'm saying that is what pressure does. When a player of a caliber of Rabada can go for 16 against a domestic player, then if you're comparing and you're just bashing Harshal Patel for that, who has bowled really well until 5 games, I don't you're not doing a justice to him. Next thing about the match, yes, it's going to be a great contest. Obviously, it's a Delhi wala against Delhi, so it's going to be a good contest. And just to tell about stats, if we talk about, I've already told everyone, those who were there yesterday in the preview meet, that Virat Kohli has an impeccable record of 900 runs with an average of 70 against Delhi. Sorry, 60 against Delhi. So clearly he's not choking, or his team has choked against Delhi. Yeah, team might have, but not him. And also it's going to be good contest, but toss is going to be again a good factor, and only if the captains could have practiced for the toss, but still it's not there anything to do about that. So the toss would be a good factor.
Ayan, you have a question for that? Do you have a comeback for that?
No, I just have some comments to make on what he said. One was about how he got scared of Ravindra Jadeja at the other end. I mean, if his bowling is getting scared of Ravindra Jadeja bowling to them, the batting against them, I mean, the most informed Indian cricketer at this moment in time is Rishabh Pant. So I'm not sure how he's going to react with Rishabh Pant batting at the other end towards the end. Apart from that, he said something at the end about Virat, about the team not choking. In the last four times that RCB have played Delhi, they've lost and lost convincingly. Last year, even in the last game where they needed to win to make it to qualify one, Delhi like outplayed them completely. So I mean, your captain can keep scoring runs. He can have averages of 70 or whatever. But if you're not winning games, why does it matter?
Wow, wow, that's a
I, I said that yes, the team might have choked, but not the captain. And also, someone made a statement that in the last game, Virat Kohli was coming. The pressure was all over him. His shoulders were down. I don't see any. I didn't see any picture, anything on the TV. I don't know how that comment came up. And generally in cricket, people try to make assumptions, and I would just request everyone not to make assumption and just have facts to back their points.
Saksham, you
Tanmay,
could Saksham, you could have said as Mumbai defeated Delhi 5 times, Delhi won against them once this year. So you could also say that
Sorry, bro.
RCB can also.
What happened in the most recent game? I think Delhi won,
Yeah,
right? So I mean, last year
yeah.
doesn't
So the
matter
last
anymore.
five, but you were giving an example of the last 4 games to Saksham, right?
Yeah, that's what I say. Stats are like bikini. You show some and you hide some. So surely you have, you tried hiding that against semi, but you had to show against us. So it's okay. We'll see what the match does. But again, it's going to be a good contest.
it's going to be a great contest, and that's what I'm saying. You have got two form teams. Jokes aside, you have got two good teams playing. Obviously, on paper, I still think Delhi are the top teams. Tanmay, what is wrong with Rabada? Rabada. He's not doing Rara, is he?
Rabada is the best bowler, I guess, and he saves his best against the best team this season, as per Saksham. So he has his best saved against RCB. So we'll see what Rabada does to them today. And also the fact that he said Virat Kohli has the most runs against 921 or whatever he said. Virat Kohli has the best record against all teams, but the fact is, only player in RCB to perform against all the teams. So that's the thing. ABD and Virat Kohli, they lead RCB. This season, it might be a little different with Maxwell coming in, but RCB has come back in their form in the last game and they'll continue that. They have won their quota of 4 games. Now it's enough for them. And now they'll probably at the end 2 3 games they'll win and they'll qualify for the fourth position and then again choke in the playoffs.
Wow, 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 wow. I agree with you, Tanmay. I think they will choke again. I am sure they will choke
Paji,
again.
I feel today is the most heated contest. It never happened like this in
Yes, it
sports.
is. It is. It's the most heated contest. But as I said, if RCB go through there and Delhi are in the, if RR get out, I will be supporting Delhi because you see I am wearing blue, so obviously I will have to support the boys in blue, not the red and black, not the red and black. I won't support them ever. That's one team I will never support. So I will say today is going to be a big day because if RCB lose today, the choking will commence. Yeah, and the choking will commence. And Delhi, to be fair, once they get on a charge, they have a lot more players to come in. Then I think RCB are playing the main players. Sanju, to yourself, and then I will go to Sunny. Sanju, we've got this number 3 position. Why is Washington Sundar playing at number 3? He's hopeless.
Yeah, because Washington Sundar was opener for Tamil Nadu, so they tried. He might click in the power play, so they tried promoting to number three. Yeah, but these 4 5 games, yeah, number three slightly made a problem for RCB. I think in Ahmedabad, according to the sources, whether it is Insta, Twitter, etc., I think Finn Allen most probably he might debut today because he is the one player who can justify to number three spots because as I been keep telling he has a strike rate of 294 or 300 odd on against Pacers. We have seen him bat for New Zealand versus Australia how he scored. So Finn Allen might fill up the place today
Finn Allen. Okay,
instead of Christian.
all right. Oh, that's interesting. Sunny Bhai, Hetmaya, another rubbish player that is getting in the team. How is he getting in the team?
I think it's better if you could ask Ricky Ponting, rather than asking me why he has picked Hitmeyer. Because as a fan, I see Hitmeyer to be someone who can actually change the game on his day. And also to remember one thing that he did play for RCB for one season, and I think today we might see him coming at the top of his game against his former team and show them that they made a huge mistake by dropping him, and Delhi made a big gain by having him in the team. Although he's not been able to perform that much well because he hasn't got that much of chances also. He managed to play either 2 matches on a trot or maybe sometimes 3 matches on a trot. He's not getting regular chances in the playing 11. So I think somewhere down the line, Hitmire could turn out to be a big player in this match, considering that last night to jo match हुआ है, leave it, because as Sanju mentioned कि दो बिल्कुल I would say वो बिल्कुल ऐसी टीम्स खेल रही थी जो स्ट्रगल कर रही है टूर्नामेंट में, जिन्हें अपने कॉम्बिनेशंस के बारे में कुछ ठीक से पता नहीं है. दे आर नॉट गेटिंग देयर कॉम्बिनेशंस राइट. प्लस कैप्टन पता नहीं भाई कौन सी दुनिया में है, क्या कर रहा है, उसे ना अपनी टीम कॉम्बिनेशन पता है, ना उसे ये पता है कोच ने क्या स्ट्रैटेजी बनाई है, स्ट्रैटेजी को फॉलो करना चाहिए या नहीं. But today it's going to be a battle between top two teams, and as Ahan also mentioned, as Saksham also mentioned, top two teams. We're going to see a crunch battle there in Ahmedabad today, and I'm hoping that Virat doesn't score because he's already got 921 runs against us. I hope he fails this time.
Oh yes, we hope he fails. We definitely hope he fails, because when he starts failing, then the choking starts. So we are 100% sure. Soon as they start struggling, when it's like when he captains for India, when everything is going fine, he's the best captain around. But soon as something goes wrong, what happens? The choking starts and India start to lose. So I am saying this is going to be a good thing. Racha, up to you. Should Chahal be dropped today? I'm thinking he should be, because his form does not warrant him playing, and he should be dropped. What do you think on the Chahal?
I really don't feel so he should be dropped tonight. If I have to mention about dropping, I don't know. I didn't find any good variations with Saini. I'm not sure why he was picked last game. So it would be better if we would have an extra batsman who could actually support our mid order. So I
So who would that
really
be? Who would that batsman be? Because I can't think of any.
so I think it would be Finn Allen tonight. Or if you're going with some replacement for Saini, I think Azhar can make an debut.
Yes, Azruddin. Everybody was talking about Azruddin because he played really well under the great Sanju Samson at Kerala. I must add, because when he had a proper captaining him, he played well. And like today, we have the fraud that is Virat Kohli. But we will see what happens there. But Rachana, so you are thinking Finn Allen comes in. So who will be the Maxwell and then De Villiers? Who will be the other foreigner?
As a replacement, I think Finn Allen would replace Dan Christian tonight.
Oh, Dan Christian. Oh, I forgot about Dan Christian, that old man. He should be playing for Chennai. That's why I keep on getting confused that he's playing for RCB, because he should be playing for
Because of
Chennai.
age factor.
On the age factor.
And I read somewhere that Daniel Sams might be playing tonight.
Oh, is he not going back to
Yeah.
Australia? He might be back on the plane to Australia, because
it would be-
all the Aussies want to leave.
It would be a choice between Finn Lannell and Daniel Sams tonight, according to me. Like, I don't know whom they are gonna pick, but either among them.
And that's another pathetic all-rounder, Daniel Sams. And I will ask Ahan. Ahan, you watched Daniel Sams last time. How poor was he?
Yeah. Okay, I'll answer the Daniel Sams thing first, then I'll make one point that I had to make. But I think for Daniel Sams, he was quite bad for Delhi last year. I don't know why he got picked. He got picked on the basis of the BBL, but I think since then he's developed his batting for sure, and he played it for there was one innings he played with Australia as well. I don't think you can play him as a 4 overs bowler. He has to bowl 2 overs or 3 overs here and there, and then he comes in to bash the ball down the order, which is what he'll kind of play in RCB. So it's not the worst thing, but I definitely play Phil Allen ahead of him. But I think one point which I think you touched upon with Sunny about Hetmeyer. I think he's highly underrated by everyone around the circuit. He won Delhi 2 games last year. If one player is winning you 2 games, that's enough. You just need if you have five players winning you two games, four players winning you two games each, you've qualified. And I think if Delhi needs to drop anyone today for Eindrik Nokia, and I know you're an RR fan, so you might take objection to this, but it's Steve Smith. He needs to. He does not fit in according to me in this team. Hetmeyer is actually a top four batsman. That's why he should bat and not down at six, which is where he's being batted right now. So I hope Delhi get Nokia in for Steve Smith and put Hetmeyer up at three, which makes our batting look so much more threatening, and then it boosts our bowling as well. So Hetmeyer should not be removed.
As I said, I would definitely play Chris Wokes in front of Hetmeyer. So that's my views. I've watched a lot of Chris Wokes, and he's such a brilliant player. He gives you the ball, bat, and his fielding is awesome. And his Vati coming dancing was awesome as well, because I've been watching that on the social media. Kushank, up to Kushank. Kushank, how are you? And I just wanted to say, what changes do you see for RCB today?
The two changes that they made in the last game, simply undo them. Navdeep Saini not required in this team. You have to bring Shahbaz Ahmed in. Long boundaries, he'll come in handy. Players trying to take him on might get caught on the boundary. And the other one has to be Dan Christian. He hasn't performed with the ball or with the bat. So he has to go out. So either of Finn Allen or Mohammad Azharuddin come in. So because we need to elongate that batting. We saw in the last game, once Kohli got out, the pressure just was on that batting lineup, and they just kept falling like a pack of cards. So we need one batsman in that middle order, which has to be, for me, Mohammad Azharuddin. You have to give him one chance and see how he performs there.
And Robert, up to you on the neutral fan basis. Who has the stronger bowling attack, Delhi or RCB?
I would say it's equally balanced but Delhi has a better edge in for spinners because Amit Mishra has been performing really well, whereas Chahal has not been performing. So, but for the Pacers, it's like same because Harshal Patel is the highest wicket taker. So you can actually judge him for 1 over, which he got 34, 37 runs. Even Rabada has not been his best. So, and Siraj is bowling brilliantly this season. So for the pace attack, I guess they are equally balanced. But for this, when the spinner comes on, Akshar Patel and Mishra is definitely better than Sundar and Chahal.
And we also have Ashwin.
No, Ashwin is in a break. He won't play today.
Ashwin's not playing today.
No, he's gone for a break,
Yeah.
I guess.
Sandy Baji, yes, he is correct. Ashwin has taken a break, and I think in place of Ashwin, we could be seeing someone like Umesh Yadav or Ishant Sharma playing today.
Umesh was seen in the training, so Delhi
I think it'll be Lalit. I think it'll be Lalit Yadav instead of Ashwin, and then they'll bring in a foreign fast bowler instead of either Smith or Hetmeyer.
Let's see what
that's how
happens.
they'll balance the team.
Wow.
As far as they make correct changes, Ahan, I, Tanmay, we all will be happy.
And Basha, up to you. You look at the batting side, and okay, the wicketkeeper batsman. You've got one pick: AB de Villiers or Rishabh Pant. Which one would you take?
I'll definitely go for Rishabh Pant. Because he has been quite, as someone mentioned, that he's in great form and is an informed batsman. And he is a captain of a Delhi team as well, so he'll bat sensibly. Whereas AB doesn't have that much pressure of captaincy on his shoulders. Yeah, though he assists Virat with the field setting and all whenever required. But given on the track in the Ahmedabad itself, Pant has proven himself in those 2 test matches against England and plus the T20 series. He brilliantly played 101, made 101 against England, but due to his rash shots and I don't know what happens to him sometimes, he just loses and he gives his wicket. So keeping those few little things aside, I'll still go for Rishabh Pant, not for AB.
Wow, big call there. You've got the AB de Villiers. To be honestly, if he was playing for any other team, he'd be my favourite player. But because he's playing for them, I'm not gonna answer that question. So it's gonna be Rishabh Pant for Basha. Big call, and obviously having an Indian player, you can then get a foreign player for another spot as well. So I think that's very important. Saksham. So we look at the batting lineup, and obviously, would Virat get into the Delhi batting lineup? With the mega auction coming up, will he get into that batting lineup?
Till you have IPL, I don't think so. Or till the time Virat is playing, I don't think so he's going to go anywhere else. They might be requesting, but I don't think so he'll go. Next thing I wanted to add is someone mentioned, Sunny mentioned about Hetmeyer coming from Delhi, and he might actually, coming from RCB, and he might against play against us. So I just wanted to add, we also have Harshal Patel, who is coming from Delhi, and he has been taking a lot of wickets. He is coming from a 37 run over. He wants to prove. He wants to prove to his former franchises. So he'll try to do that. And next thing you talked about today's batting lineup. I think if you look at both the teams, I think the batting is 49-51, maybe 51 inclined towards RCB. Just forget last game because it happens in cricket. But still, except Delhi's top order, please tell me if any other players have scored any run. Except the top order, when they have failed, they haven't been able to do that. Is what I have assessed and I have felt. I'm not saying it just because RCB is playing against the Delhi. I told this to Sunny a few matches before as well. So if the top order fails, they will, and you have Steve Smith coming in. So I doubt if Steve Smith can rotate. He can rotate strike, but still scoring at a strike rate of 140 would be a little bit difficult. So I suggest if RCB just get those 2 wickets, because that is well, that's what happened with Capitals in the last season as well. After the first 7 matches, they whenever their opening player hasn't scored any runs, they were losing matches, and that's why they lost back-to-back matches in the later half of the tournament. I think everyone knows that. So,
Saksham,
Delhi defeated RCB in the
sorry to
leg.
interrupt you. Sorry to interrupt you. You mentioned about Harshal Patel and Daniel Sams being ex-Delhi Capital players. Not to forget that Avesh Khan is also an ex-RCB player, and
Sans,
he's been doing pretty well this year. So we might, no one would be surprised if he picks at least 2 to 3 wickets against RCB tonight. And considering Marcus Stoinis also did well last time around when DC and RCB played, and also we're hoping Hetmeyer to go big today.
my only point was DC have always struggled when their opening pair hasn't scored. Please just take out the stats. Any match against MI, you see it was 0 for 2, 0 for 1, 0 for 3, or might be single digit for 4. So that's their weakness. If their top order doesn't score, Shikhar Dhawan and Shaw. So if these two doesn't score, it will be a challenging, times for the lower order. Except Rishabh Pant, not many players have scored. Or even if you look at their international, record recently in 2020 or in 2021, they have not scored that well. So it will be a tough time for them out in the middle against the bowling attack of RCB. Except that 37 run rover, I don't think so. Siraj is coming off really well, and he has bowled the most number of dot balls in the IPL. So he'll be the player to watch out for.
Aha, you got a point to add to Saksham. You want to debate with
Okay,
Saksham?
Saksham is clearly seeing all stats with an RCB flag in front of his face because honestly, he's talking about Delhi's top order, not Delhi not winning games because of the top order not scoring runs. Firstly, you spoke about Delhi finishing the season losing matches. I just want to tell you, RCB's lost their last 5 games last season. They lost their last 4, then lost their first, second qualifier. The eliminator, and got knocked out. Then
I
when we
don't.
talk about Delhi,
I'm
can I
not.
finish? I'll let you finish. Don't let me finish. So
Yeah, yeah,
the second, then we're talking about the Delhi not winning if their top order doesn't score runs, bro. Most teams in the world, if their top 4 don't score runs, will not win games. You need your top 4 to score at least 80 to 90 runs between them. RCB also fails if their top 4 don't score runs because they play with 4 batsmen. Okay, they have Particle, Kohli, Maxwell, and AB. Those are the only 4 people who score runs. You see all your matches this year also. Nobody else has scored runs. You could play Sundar at 4, Shahbaz at 4, at 3, Partidar at 3. Play whoever you want at 3. They have not scored runs. Dan Christian has not scored a single. He's got 3 innings of 1 run each. So I don't know. And also the Delhi players this year, the Hetmeyer, Stoinis, may not have scored bucket loads of runs because they haven't got that many balls to face. Hetmeyer scored crucial runs when he needed to close the game out against Bombay. He did it. Stoinis scored crucial runs when he needed to close the game out against Punjab. He scored 20-25, took Shami for 20 runs in an over and won the game. So they're stepping up when they need to and when they have to score the runs. I don't know how you can accuse them because the top order is scoring runs just because then they haven't got to bat. So, oh my God, they're not scoring runs. I mean, when they have the opportunity, they'll do it. Last year, Stoinis in one of the games against RCB, he came in when the Delhi team needed him to score runs. He scored 40 runs and won the game for them. So I mean, they all step up when they have to. Obviously, if they're not getting the chances because the top order is doing well, they can't do anything about that, right?
Right. So
आई थिंक
done.
पाजी हम लोग जिस तरह से शो पर भी वी आर गोइंग नेक टू नेक
Delhi has
वी आर
taken
होपिंग कि यार मैच भी आज ऐसे ही चले नेक टू नेक because we
Exactly,
are bored of
exactly.
seeing one-sided matches or low-scoring matches.
I know. We want a low-scoring game because you get a
Paji,
low-scoring.
to Surinder ji, to say something light-heartedly, even if Rajasthan top order, middle order fails, there's Law Dunatka to save them.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Lord and Udcut, even Lord and Udcut bats at 9, he'll score more runs than Hetmeyer or Washington Sundar, all these players. No. We've definitely got the best number 9 in the IPL is Lord Jaydev. Bato ball, he does it all. All hell, Lord and Udcut. Anuj, let's get some sensibility into this. How are you seeing today's match?
But you have not allowed me to finish, Paji. You
Yeah.
have not allowed me to finish.
Okay,
Yeah.
Saksham, we'll make let Anuj wait for 2 seconds more. Come on, go, carry on.
Oh,
Chalo,
so
chalo.
you were telling about RCB. When I'm playing against Delhi Capitals or my team is playing, I would try to assess the opposition, not my team. So I am trying to find a way. How can I stop Delhi to score runs against me? So even in the same way, I said Delhi has struggled whenever their top order has failed. And when I say top order, that is the top two batters. You do not have Shreyas Iyer out in the middle. So that's what I meant. And against RCB, let me just remind you, whenever they have played against an in India, let me just add that also in India, whenever their top order has failed, they haven't been able to score as many runs. So that's what my point is. And I was not accusing anyone. I was just utilizing that data against your team because that's what everyone has said about Capitals. Why weren't they able to play that well against MI? Because of their opening order. Shaw was failing continuously, and in the two games with Dhawan played, he got out on zero of Jasprit Bumrah's Yorker. So that's what I felt from watching as a neutral fan, that if you have to get Delhi out soon, you have to take their top two batsmen, and then they'll start losing wickets. Is what
Wow.
my
So Delhi will start choking. Delhi will start choking if you take the 2 batsmen out. That's very interesting. But again, as Steve Smith came good in the last game, I know he's sketchy. The more time he spends in the middle, the better he will get. And, hopefully that will happen today. Anuj,
Paji,
neutral
one
fan,
more point
another
I
neutral
want to
fan.
read before you go to Anuj.
Yeah.
You talked about Steve Smith. I think he looked a little bit, a little bit tired in his innings, but I think it's going to be a battle to watch out for because he will be playing against Virat's team. So Virat would be looking to score big against Delhi, and if Steve Smith plays, if he plays, then he'll be looking to score big against RCB, and we could see a high-scoring encounter.
Anuj, Ahmedabad, the battle in Ahmedabad today. As a neutral fan, how are you reading this game? Is it going to be the Northern Giants in Delhi Capitals, or will it be the Southern Chumps, as in the Jokers, which is RCB?
Well, Paji, I just want exciting contest between both the teams because you have two superstars of Indian cricket. On one hand you have Virat Kohli, on the other hand you have Rishabh Pant. So I'm just expecting a cracker jack of a match today because last night we had this very boring match. So as a neutral fan, I want RCB to win today because what happened in the last match against CSK, they really got thrashed. So I just somehow want that this time if they win for AB de Villiers because he's been really performing well for them for the last 5 to 6 years. So I'm backing RCB today, but I'm pretty much confused when it comes to Delhi and Bangalore because I'm a big fan of Rishabh Pant. The way he goes with his game, but RCB somehow looking a bit more formidable, I would say, when it comes to the Delhi Capitals. Ahan and Saksham were talking about that and what happened in the last season. Delhi were somehow in a spot of bother after 7 to 8 games or a first half, if we talk about. RCB also, were in spot of bother after 7 to 8 games, if you see. They basically lost when they qualify. I guess Delhi Capitals won that match, in which RCB qualified. So it's going to be a neck to neck, contest, I would say. But yeah, but somehow my heart goes to RCB today.
Oh no, and we know why you're saying that, because beautiful Rachna is on the panel. So you want to make Rachna smile. So yes, go for it, Anuj. We understand.
I'm just going for AB de Villiers show today, Paji. Just
And
because of
Saksham is your
AB de
best
Villiers.
friend. Saksham is your best friend in India now, so I know why you are saying that. And I am definitely going for Delhi Capitals, because obviously my affiliation with DC Tolly is very strong, and I love that. I love them as well. So Sanju, up to you today. Winning the toss, what will you be doing today?
Batting first would be good.
Batting first,
Because
and that sounds.
Because Pajay, as you mentioned and we have seen yesterday, dew factor impacts a lot. Even Kolkata's innings were comparatively bit slow, though they even started well. Going on, it was bit slow. So dew factors affect the most. So winning the toss, choosing to bat.
Choosing to bat. And Arhan, is the toss going to be crucial in this match, or do you think Delhi are still too strong for RCB?
Yeah, I think it will be kind of crucial. I think it is crucial for RCB because there's going to be a lot of reduce, so you want to chase because the ball will come onto the bat better in the second half. When the ball gets wet, it'll become easier to bat. So I think it will be crucial for both teams. I guess slightly more crucial for RCB because they're a better batting team. Like compared to their bowling, their batting is way stronger, so they'd want to have their stronger suit go second and try and win the game. But I think another news which has just happened is I think Daniel Sams has been handed a cap, so he's definitely playing today. Probably in place of Christian. So let's see.
Daniel Sams is playing. Oh my God, that's an average player if I've ever seen one. Yeah, I can't see that player. I just don't understand how that could happen. Daniel Sams, he was absolutely awful last season. 30 and over, 30 runs and over. He was going for. Yeah, he was as bad as this guy I'm going to mention now, Tom Curran. Tom Curran and Daniel Sams were awful last season, so I will host that one. Kushank, I said we've talked about the batting. Who's going to be the star player for RCB today? Will it be Maxwell or will it be one of the bowlers?
Well, it's again the way we saw the game went last night. The pitch wasn't as good for batting, so I think it's again a bowler's game for me today. And Harshal Patel went for a battering last game. He'll come back really strong this game, and he'll be one of the key players for RCB tonight. For me, that's for sure.
Another average player. I can't see it. If I was batting, I would
you keep calling us chokers, but you tend to forget that you need to get to a certain stage to choke, and RR have never gotten there after 2008.
Yeah,
so you
but
have
again,
no right to
we have the one star on our show. So we are
Paji,
the real royals.
One more thing I want to mention.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to mention about Tom Curran. You were talking about Tom Curran being an average player. I think he's someone, in current scenario, he's bowling like the older Dale Steyn. The way Dale Steyn is bowling in his I would say 35, 40s. He's bowling that in his 20s, mid 20s. So I think as a Delhi fan, I'm really upset with Tom Curran because he's not good at depth. He doesn't even fit in the team because he hasn't been doing so well in the international circuit also. He's got an economy of over 9.5 in T20s.
He's terrible. No, he's terrible. Sorry to say, I'm going to say I was so happy when he left. Even my sister-in-law, who's a Delhi fan, DC fan, she used to call him what does she call it? Gingerbread man or something like that. She calls him gingerbread man. So yeah, and a quick one before I go to Romit.
He's like the new age Jade Dernbach. I don't know if you guys remember.
Oh
Jade
yes,
Dernbach.
Jade Dernbach. Yes,
he's basically
very
the new
similar
version
to
of that.
Jade Dernbach. Yeah, Jade Dernbach, who's a South African come Englishman, like our Tom. Yeah, Romit, two young Indian bowlers today. You are the Mr. Ambani of Mumbai. Which one would you purchase? The hapless Harshal Patel or Avesh Khan?
I'll go with Avesh Khan because he's been bowling really good lengths, and Harshal has been getting like lucky wickets because batsmen are being aggressive against him, and he's taking those wickets. And except the Yorkers that he bowled, but Avesh Khan bowls really good lines. He swings the ball sometimes, and he actually gets the batsman out genuinely. Like they don't try to play such aggressive shots against him. So I'll go with Avesh Khan because he's much more a better pacer that I feel than Harshal Patel. The wickets may say something else, but Avesh Khan I feel is much a better bowler than Harshal Patel.
And up to Basha. Basha, today the star player on either team, who is going to determine this match? For you will make sure this match is going to be either RCB or DC?
Okay, so when it comes to DC, for me, it will the star guys will be their batting, like their top order, basically the one Shaw, and to an extent, I'll put my money on Rishabh Pant. And when it comes to RCB, I have just two players who can get going today. It's one named Glenn Maxwell who did perform last year, and it's another our Indian captain Virat Kohli. So yeah, these guys can will have a major impact in today's game. Reason for not going with AB is because if Virat and Glenn goes, then I don't think so. AB will come to bat, or anything can happen. So yeah, but majority for me they will be my star players in today's game.
Romit bhai, and I'm gonna
Yeah, I
go
want
for you,
to
and then
say
we
something like we have seen Virat Kohli getting out for the extra bounce, like he got out to the keeper or a short third. So that extra bounce here might trouble him because if you can get him out initially, Virat Kohli will be troubled by the extra bounce. So Rabada, if he rolls in the power play, Rabada has good pace and he might get Virat out with that extra bounce because it has troubled Virat.
Yes, and that's the one battle I'm looking really, especially. Okay, Anuj, finally, who do you think is going to win today? And is it going to be crucial for the tournament?
Actually, Baji, I didn't got your question. I mean, there was some
Okay,
glitch.
who's
Can
going
you
to win
please repeat the
today?
question?
Who's going to win today? And is it going to be a crucial for the winner to get through to the next stage?
Obviously, I mean, it's the second leg of the tournament, and it's going to be very interesting for RCB from here on to start the winning momentum again, because they won four on the trot. So I mean, it's very important that if they win today, then obviously they will be having this confidence which you really require in this at this stage. So, but I slightly disagree with what Bhashya said in his statement about AB de Villiers, because we have seen whenever Cole is not performing or a Maxwell is not performing, AB de Villiers come as a superhuman or stuff like that. We recently saw in the game against Mumbai, or a game against last year against Rajasthan also. So I mean, I'm going with AB de Villiers today. So I'm backing. That's why I just want to contradict with this statement. But
Anuj, I meant that if Virat and Glenn can take the RCB, to a to a chaseable score, or to set the target, whatever. So they might not need AB. So I'm not ruling him out of the
okay,
context. Yeah, he can have a major impact, but if the job can be done by Virat and Glenn, so why? So that is why I didn't named AB. But
Oh, yeah.
we all know sitting
yeah,
here what
okay.
AB is capable of.
Cool. And I'll say I'm going. AB de Villiers did play for Delhi Capitals. That's where he was born, and obviously that's going to happen today. So, guys, thank you so much for joining the World Cricket Fans Dugout. It's been a brilliant one. It's been one of my favorite ones. Thank you for all the banter and jokes aside. We hope it's going to be a great match. Again, follow World Cricket Fans on the Instagram and on the YouTube and on the Facebook, and we will send us your story, because if you can send your story to us, you may win some WCF merchandise, and they have the nice India tops with the WCF on there as well. So definitely watch us and follow us on the social media. Today I am going to go for Shulle Pature because I love Shulle Pature, and if RCB manage to win, I'll have my third Mysore dosa from Rachana. So thank you guys. Definitely follow us. Halla ball, and remember, if in doubt, it's on Nadikat. So Lord Nadikat, Jindabad. Catch you later, guys.